Good afternoon. Thank you for calling TV licensing. Your call may be recorded to help audit and continuously improve our services. If you'd like to listen to a short summary of how TV licensing will use your data, please press 0 now. Did you know that you can complete most transactions online at tvlicensing.co.uk?
How about let me speak to somebody, you fucking
To renew
muppets?
your existing license, press 1. To buy a new license, press 2. To change the address on your license,
Tell them to fuck off.
if
Push
you are
forward.
aged over 74 and would like to apply for the over 75 license, press 4. Or for anything else, press 5.
5 it is then.
Thanks. For payment inquiries, press 1. To locate your nearest PayPoint shop, press 2. Or for anything else, please press 3.
Oh, I'm pushing 3.
I'm sorry, but in order to continue with your call, I need you to select from one of the following options. If you have an inquiry about your TV license cash instalment arrangement, press 1. Or for all other inquiries, please press 2.
2.
Thanks. One moment, please. I will transfer you to an advisor.
Cool.
Thanks for holding. All our advisors are busy at present. Please hold.
This is going to be glorious.
Thanks for continuing to hold. An advisor will be with you shortly.
It's not through my choice.
Good afternoon, TV Licensing. You're speaking to Friday. May I take a licence number or reference number, please?
I don't actually have a license number in front of me. It's we do have a TV license. I just can't lay hands on it at the minute. It's a question I have for the TV licensing people. A hypothetical question.
Okay. So you said you had a question.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
The question I have is obviously our property at present is licensed. We no longer watch BBC live stream television anymore due to the nature of our lifestyles. Do we still need to be covered by a TV licence?
You would only need to be covered by a licence if you were to watch any live foreign cable, satellite, or regular broadcast TV.
Right, okay, so any station at all, as long as it's being broadcasted live, we need to have a TV licence. Say for example, like we download something on a Sky box. Do we need a TV licence for that?
Well, if you actually have Sky broadband, if you have the Sky box, then you would actually need a licence to still have the facility. If you no longer have the facility to watch live programmes, then by all means you can cancel your licence.
See, I was under the impression, from what I've been reading recently, that as long as we're not watching the live television broadcast when programmes are being broadcast live, that we don't need a licence. And this has come from your own website.
Yeah, which is correct.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you have your Sky box and you pay for your broadband, you still have that facility to watch it, which means you would still require to have a licence. So if you accidentally flick onto the channel, or you can decide, oh, I fancy watching this at this time, then you would need a licence for it.
See, we don't. We literally, anything that we do watch, we download these days, you see.
Sorry?
I said anything we do watch these days, we download.
You'd download? Yeah, if you download it, that's fine, but I said if it's literally from Sky box that you pay broadband for it, I would advise you still to have a licence.
Right, so I was under the impression as long as we weren't watching or downloading stuff whilst it was being broadcast live, that we...
There's a lot of interference. Could you just speak up for me?
Sorry, I said it was my understanding from your own website and your own policies and stuff is that as long as we're not watching TV or downloading programmes whilst it's being broadcast live, that we do not need a TV licence.
Yeah, I as I said, it is correct, but the problem is if you still have that facility...
Right, but the problem I would have with that is if we're not actually physically watching the stuff whilst it's being broadcast live or downloading it whilst it's being broadcast live, then as far as I can see, we don't need a TV licence. And as far as I can see as well, is that if you, for example, paid a visit to us and found that the TV was not being watched, then we do not need a licence.
That's correct, yeah. So, by all means, you can cancel your licence, that's fine.
Right.
Because you said that you don't watch TV, that's not a problem. But as I said, under normal circumstances, if you still pay for it, I would normally advise you to carry on paying for your licence.
Obviously, we don't want to pay for it anymore because we don't need the facility that you're providing. We don't agree with it. We don't agree with the sponsorship of paedophiles and the stuff that the BBC has been carrying on for the last 30, 40 years. And I find it offensive, to be honest with you, that we have to pay for this licence to begin with anyway, but the fact that we're not actually using your service live, I find that we don't. I believe that we do not need a television licence for the property, because all our programmes we watch are either online or downloaded after they've been shown.
Yes, as I said, that's absolutely fine. If you wouldn't require a licence for that.
Right. So how would we go about then if we decided to go down this route of revoking your rights to tell us that we need a licence?
Well, what I can advise you to do is, in order to visit cancel your licence to begin with, it depends on the way that you pay for it. So, for instance, if you pay for it monthly or annually, I'd advise you to fill out a refund application form.
Right.
And if you send that to us, you can actually put your request in writing in regards to withdrawing the right.
Right.
Do that, not a problem. And when you do that, you'll receive a confirmation from us as well.
Okay. And what happens after that? Because it's my understanding that people that have went down this road because they don't no longer use your service, is that they then end up getting harassed to the point of people coming to their doors and taking court action against them, even though it's been proved that they're not watching live television. So what sort of harassment would we expect to receive from TVL at that point?
Well, if you were to say that you didn't need a licence and you actually withdraw the access,
okay,
we can't visit without a warrant, without reasonable, confirmation of...
Right, and what do you mean by a warrant?
This would be something that is signed by the local magistrate or a local judge. Right.
So, and what powers does that give you at that point? Is that a criminal offence or is that a civil offence?
I'm not actually 100% sure on that one. I can find out for you though if you're right to send a line for me.
Yeah, that would be grand. Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you. Just so I can get a better understanding of what we can do. You see.
Okay, not a problem. I'll find out for you now then.
Okay, thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
I don't know. Do you hear? We wouldn't come into your property without a warrant signed. And we've already established that your warrants are worthless. So you won't be coming to my property then if I stop paying for it? Yeah. It's fucking great. I don't think she's usually happy when I said we don't like what the BBC's been doing with paedophiles, and do you know what I mean?
That's true, though.
I find it offensive.
Who talks that opinion?
I find it offensive that the BBC's politicised to the point of whichever government's in power, they take their line. I'm sick of fucking the BBC's propaganda on the war on terror, do you know what I mean? I'm sick of them harbouring these paedophile bastards, do you know what I mean? And then people in jobs for 6 months and walking away with substantial money because they fucked up and got sacked, and their severance package was more than what most people in this fucking village would earn in a lifetime. Did you know what I mean? And we fucking pay for that? Fucking sure it won't be. Yeah, I'm up for a fight with them. The only problem is I'm running out of people to fight with now. They're closing in 20 minutes. She's on overtime now. Yeah.
This is a one of a kind, the only thing in the world like it. Flash generator for an airsoft gun. 120 quid. I made one for
That's the fiver.
£1.50.
That's the fiver.
I can stick whatever fucking batteries I like on it.
Yeah.
So I've got little square 9-volt batteries plugged onto it. Externally, you can't even put them inside the gun and hide it.
Fuck, they're in a panic, aren't they? What? We've got another one! He's a refuser!
Fucking hell, Jim!
He's withdrawn consent!
Bloody Sapphire's cost the support.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Sorry about you waiting there.
No, not a problem, not a problem.
Right, okay. Well, I did ask, and they said it is a criminal matter.
It's a criminal matter, is it?
It is, yeah, it would be, yes. The magistrate signed off on it, but it would only be if we believe that if it was being used in the property. So when you have when you withdraw the rights of access from us,
Right.
you're not allowed to visit your property.
Okay.
You use some sort of other method of detection. So if it comes then that they believe that you are watching TV, that's when it would apply.
Right. Would that magistrate who signs that, right? Would that magistrate be standing on their oath the day he puts his signature on that document?
Sorry?
Would that magistrate be standing on his oath the day he sticks his signature on that document for a warrant? Hypothetically.
Presume so, yeah.
You presume so. See, it's my understanding that we live in a common law jurisdiction in this country, right? And the only criminal offences are common law offences. And as far as I'm aware, the Magna Carta doesn't state anything about TVL. And as far as I'm aware, that it's a civil matter because it's a statute, it's not a law. Because we're governed in this country by consent. I'm not sure whether you're aware of that or not.
No, I actually wasn't aware of that, no.
Right, see, your TV Licensing Act isn't an actual law. It's a statute that's brought in by Parliament.
All right.
And statutes are not criminal offences. They're civil matters and legislative offences.
Okay.
So basically, I'm probably answering the question for you. The magistrate who signed that document would not be standing on his oath that day to uphold common law. So he would technically be committing fraud.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah. That's the situation, you see. Because like I said, we don't watch this. I don't watch the BBC channels. I don't watch live stream TV. I'm sick, sore and tired of Director Generals of the BBC, for example, being in jobs for 6 months or so, making a complete mess of it, and then being paid heavily by the taxpayer and by the licence fee payer to get sacked. I'm sick of the propaganda that the BBC News and so forth shows on the war on terror. I'm sick of for example, the paedophile Jimmy Savile. Do you know what I mean? How the BBC covered that up for 40 years with people's lives ruined. Do you know what I mean? And I find it exceptionally offensive that potentially that, you know, if I withdraw your right to come to our property and withdraw payment for a service that I'm not even using to begin with, you know, I find it exceptionally offensive, to be honest with you. And it's not a criminal matter, it's a civil matter. And any magistrate that signed a warrant to enter my property would be doing so unlawfully.
Sorry, I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no! I appreciate that you probably don't come across this very often.
I don't know.
I've got a sneaky suspicion you're going to be coming across more people like us in the future, because people are waking up now. They're getting sick of this. They're getting sick of being extorted. Do you know what I mean? The BBC itself and TVL have been highly politicised. I believe at the minute that the government's trying to pass legislation to incorporate the licence fee within council tax fees, which I'm not quite sure how they're going to achieve that, to be honest with you. But you know, the company that you work for are heavily politicised, and you know, it's not a good place to work. I'd maybe suggest that you find somewhere else to work, you know, somewhere that might be a bit more beneficial to people. There's not a criticism on you. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of people don't realise exactly the corporation that you work for are breaking the law left, right and centre, and enforcing people to pay these fees when they don't need to. it's legislation. It's not law.
Okay.
There's no criminal offence being committed. It's a civil offence. And quite frankly, it's my understanding that civil warrants carry no teeth, so that even if you did come here, for example, to our property with a civil warrant, I can still refuse your entry.
Well, I'm certainly going to look into that.
I would do it. It's exceptionally interesting. It is exceptionally interesting. Do you know what I mean? Don't believe the lies that they're telling you.
I will definitely look into that. Because I'm not sure how the field office works, you see.
Right.
The call centre. So, like, a few people ask about it, we just direct them over to our field.
Right. Well, see, when you're looking into it, don't be asking the TVL because they'll lie to you. They will lie to you. You want do some independent research. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, do some independent research because they will lie to you. They've lied to you now. That's why you're doing what you're doing.
Oh, well, I'll definitely have a look into it both ways.
No, do. It's exceptionally interesting. Anyway, thank you for answering my questions.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
Much appreciated, and sorry to have disturbed you on a Saturday afternoon with that sort of questions and whatnot, but you enjoy the rest of your day, my dear.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. You too.
No problem. Thank you very much. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.